expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona. This is Brother Mike, and I'm back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thank you for tuning in today. Perverted priests in Germany now. Today's Bible study. Hey, would you call somebody and tell them radio program's on? I'll make some announcements while you're doing that. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center in Central Phoenix. We're on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. On the website, HardcoreChristianity.com, you have all of our ministry services available. There's all kinds of fantastic teachings on there. There's the bookstore. Everything's on there. Our services, we have 2 live services every week, Thursdays and Fridays. We have them on Thursday and Friday so they don't conflict with other church services. We are not a church, we're a healing center, so we're not competing with any churches in terms of trying to take their members from them. We are a supplement ministry to churches. We do not compete with churches. 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time. Both services are on our YouTube teaching channel. On Facebook, 2 groups, Hardcore Christianity and Blessings. Blessings has all of our miracle testimonies on there. You'll love reading those. The next free seminar in October, Familiar Spirits. Those are the demons that will usher in the Antichrist. They're the superpowered spirits of Satan's kingdom. That seminar you don't want to miss. Don't forget the PayPal button on the website. Thank you for sending us a donation. By the way, while I was out ill, our donations went up. So I thank you so much for that. May God richly bless you. The Lord's taking care of us. Perverted priests. Oh no. Who gets it next? Germany is getting it now. You guys are up next. Man, we're getting slaughtered with these perverted priests, but now it's spreading all over the world. Guatemala got slaughtered. I've already done radio programs on those. Check this article out. 2 German major media outlets leaked today the findings of a sexual abuse commission funded by the German Bishops' Conference, and which Cardinal Reinhard Marx had planned to present to the public on September 25th, 2018. The report shows that many abusing priests were simply transferred to other parishes and that only 1/3 of them were ever investigated by the church. This is a leaked research study in Germany. Germany gets to taste it now. Quote, the majority of victims were boys under 14. There also now arise serious concerns about the lack of academic independence of the official researchers. Yeah, no kidding. This is only the tip of the iceberg. That research study, you can be guaranteed was built. Quote, the leaked information about the so-called MHG study is causing a great stir in Germany since it finally brings to light the murky history of the German bishops handling abuse cases. And as expected, their conduct is similar to many bishops in the United States, cover-ups and moving priests to other parishes. The newspaper reported the study, which had been conducted by a team stemming from 3 German universities in the name of the German Bishops' Conference under Cardinal Marx, looked into abuse cases from, check this out, 1946 until 2014. Importantly, the study states that there were counted almost 3,700 male minors as victims of sexual abuse. And you know that figure was low. That figure had to be low. Almost 1,700 clergymen were accused of these crimes. 62% of the victims were male, 35% were female. More than half the victims were, at most, 13 years old. The report also notes that the files concerning the abused clergymen, many of them were destroyed or manipulated. What a surprise that is. The report also indicates that the sexual abuse of minors by clergymen of the Catholic Church is a topic that belongs to the past and that has been resolved. That was in the report. The abuse cases have continued to happen up till the end of the period under investigation. That was year 2014. What in the world is going on here? Well, here's how you do it. It's the Vatican. It's Roman Catholicism. Okay? Roman Catholicism is loaded with familiar spirits. They teach untold numbers of false doctrines that are unbiblical. What happened during the Protestant Revolution? Anybody know? Of course you do. Priests began to read the Bible. The Bible was kept out of circulation and was not allowed to be read in the early days of the Catholic Church. The reason they kept it buried was because it would expose all of the insane false doctrines taught by the popes. The Pope's infallible. Whatever the Pope says is from God. The Pope is a central representative of God on the earth. Mother Mary was born sinless. Mother Mary never sinned. Mother Mary died sinless. I mean, on and on it goes. On and on it goes. I need a 6-hour radio program to go over all the false doctrines taught by the Vatican. However, there's a caveat here. I've known many Catholics over the years. Many of them were good people. Many of them were born again, and many of them were charismatic Catholics. They spoke in tongues. I've had many Catholics come in for healing and deliverance from demons. If Catholics come in, I always work with them. But these Catholics, most Catholics, do not believe all the insane doctrines of the Vatican. There's a difference between many Catholics and Roman Catholicism. You got to make a distinction there. For example, not all Catholics worship Mother Mary. They do worship Mother Mary at the Vatican. Roman Catholicism worships Mother Mary and sees her as an intermediator between God and man, similar to Jesus. Well, of course, that's spiritual insanity, and that information got out to these priests who started the Protestant Revolution. It happened from priests. Priests are the ones that started the change. The revolution started through priests, and the priests did it because they started to read the Bible, and they believed the Bible was the Word of God, and they saw the Bible contradicting all these deranged, demonic, satanic, false doctrines from the Vatican. Remember, not all Catholics believe all these false doctrines from the Vatican. Not all of them believe it. They believe some of the false doctrines. They believe most of them. Some of them don't believe any of them. Okay? So you can't just broad brush everybody in the same way you can't do it for Protestants. For example, a Protestant means nothing. A Lutheran Protestant is significantly different from a Holy Roller Protestant. Okay, a person at the Assembly of God Church is a Protestant, but quite a bit different from a person at the Congregational Church or the Christian Church or the Lutheran Church. You can't just broad brush Protestants any more than you can Catholics. So you need to keep that in mind and have a balance in how you view them. But nobody in their right mind views this insane, satanic, sexual perversion scandal that has been going on for centuries in this church and that has been covered up by everybody from the popes on down. And the level of perversion now, it's literally sweeping the world. and the embarrassment and the humiliation caused the Catholic Church is insurmountable. And as I'm speaking to you right now, they're having a bishops' conference in the Vatican, and they do not have on the schedule of meetings and topics, they do not have the sexual perversion of priests scandal. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, they're protesting at the Vatican right now. Hundreds of people are carrying signs and protesting for them to remember the abused children over the centuries, over the years, and that it should be part of this current bishops' conference. It's absolutely incredible. The Catholic Church is going to hope this thing goes away again. And what we have to do is start setting up secular programs where people call the police. When you are sexually abused, whether you're a Catholic, Protestant, or an atheist, it doesn't matter, or an agnostic, you call the police. Get somebody to call the cops. If you get the secular world involved in it, they will investigate the Catholic Church, which is exactly what's happening all around the world, and it's happening here in the United States. For example, Pennsylvania just happened, where the Attorney General, you get a bunch of unbelievers, secular people involved in the church. That's the time to get them involved because they won't cover it up. If you know somebody who's been sexually abused, call Child Protective Services. Those people are basically not Christians. They're doing their job and they will investigate it. In most cases, of course, a lot of cases they fail. Call the police. Call the cops. Call a detective. Call a friend who is in law enforcement. Get the secular sinners involved in these perversion scandals. And let me tell you something, when people start going to prison in droves, the sexual perversion scandal will stop. The Catholic Church will put it on their schedule and they will make it stop. If you see a bunch of priests and bishops and cardinals being carted off to prison, that will stop it.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.